What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we're going to be talking about none other than Mexico's top 16. So without further ado, let's go over all the decks and get into the video, shall we? So taking a look at it, we have two Mirages, we have two Shine Greymons, we have two Leviamons, we have two Lugamons, we have a Megazoo, aka Omni Control, Metal Garurumon, Bloom Lord, we have one Red Hybrid, we have two Numes, a Devas, a Vaccine, and all this goodies. So taking a look, guys, congratulations, good job on your placements and all these achievements. This is a really good accomplishment, and it shows still that the meta is extremely diverse. And even the Australia one that also went on this weekend was extremely diverse. It had a It had armors, it had Mega Gargo. So there's a lot of good stuff going around with it. So taking a look now, let's just take a look at the first place list. First place, it's kind of a very stock list, but what's really interesting to me, they're using the Demi Vmon from BTO2, if I remember correctly. This is the Judge promo Demi V. So yeah. And they're not playing any more jammers. They're doing the 4-egg shenanigans. And like that Zudo Ace is at 3. You have Mirage as always. But the deck is still going to OTK like it's nobody's business. But what's really interesting, it's not playing the Betamon. So Betamon gave the inheritable jamming so the stack didn't have to rely on the eggs as much. But it's really interesting that they went this route. But good for them to not worry about jamming swings. So really puts it in some perspective there. Then here is the Deva list. It's kind of a stock list. This isn't like purple Devas that people were expecting and everything like that, but a very standard stock list. I love that they kind of use Ruin Mode and Death X in the list as well with the Fang Longmon. So really solid at the end of the day. Nothing too crazy out of the ordinary. You know, you got the normal standard ratios by the looks of it. Nothing. I like the Atilamon at 2. Here it's just really good for its big numbers push swings. So yeah, all in all, good list. Then here's Red Nume base. So if you guys don't know about Numemon, you have like two versions right now that's popping up. You have the Koromon that basically says when a security is trashed, draw a card. And you basically combo off from there using Gutsumon, Solarmon, and Gaussmon to kind of just put your opponent on the back foot, kind of. So these memory blockers are kind of really the rage in most lists. So some lists, even just the regular Rookie Rush style of play, was using this kind of style where they would use rookies as kind of just using the negators to sit there and slow down your opponent just to keep the tempo in your side. So it's kind of interesting that that's the way people are starting to think with this deck. A Delicate Plan is very interesting to me. I know why it's in here. I mean, you have the red eggs, you have the red Digitamas, so you would kind of just hope to swing in with Waro, Mumzemons, and Heritable extra security check, and then boom, get in there. I don't know. I think it's cute. The extra security check to get 2 checks in with no options going off really can come up. But I don't know if it really has a good spot here. You guys let me know. Excuse me. Did I skip it? Oh, yeah, I did. Not yet. Yeah, let's go into the next Numemon list. This one's been kind of the base sets for a little bit, the black base. It's kind of expected here. Using the Agumon to be promoted up if they have a Digimon, you know, comboed with an Ukumon. This is now at least 2 memory extra, which means extending your plays. I find Cool Boy very interesting in this list. You don't have many X antibody targets to really benefit off of him, but it's a cute tech, no lie. Outside of that, there's nothing too crazy in this list that screams. The Agumon X antibodies in here just for grabbing your Mumzimon X antibody, your X antibody protoform, you know, all the good X antibodies and Numemon X antibodies. So it can grab any of those targets very comfortably, and then it's hopefully hitting the Satsuki. So outside of that, nothing too crazy on the list. But the deck is going to do what it wants to do. I like the Quantumon in the list. I think it's a really good tech. Yellow Vaccine. This is now the second time it's topped in 2 weekends, which is really good, actually. You know, you have Angelwomon, you have, you know, the Magna Ace, you know, Bulkmon just to apply pressure to swing in and just get in security. I like the one of Rapidmon tech just for, you know, the Pata combo. Basically, if you have a Tamer out with TK, you're instantly going to gain some decent value out of it. The TK Kari combo is really pretty cute as well. So I think this has a lot of potential, and people are going to adapt this. Yellow Vaccine is going to stay around for a while. I think just people are now starting to learn how to make the deck their own and keep it in their own style. I like the Angelwomon Ace at board, though. Then we have Shine Greymon. This one is only playing, you know, 4 offensive trainings, which is not bad to pick up on that many options, but Crimson Blaze, as you know, is kind of the staple in the format. If you're a red deck, you are playing this at least at 2 in your list. You know, all the good stuff's here. You know, just go for the kill. Then we have Leviamon, teching in the 1 Anubis now. I noticed that with a few of the lists recently over the weekend. Anubis is starting to phase back in, which is not a bad tech in, because if you can combo it with the Cerberusmon X antibody with Dober-X, it's just a really solid combo line. Anubis just be able to play your Leviamon for a reduced cost, and slamming down answers a lot of threats on board. So yeah, that's just really solid. You know, the Garurumon, Gabumon draw package when attacking just for the tempo speed. You know, 4 X antibody types, not bad. I think X antibody here and then X antibody protoform can combo really nice with your Leviamon X and your Cerberusmon and Dobermon. At least with the protoform, you can get a reduction for its evolution. And so the same thing with Cerberus. So at least your draws will be reduced. So it's not a bad trade-off here. You know, Biting Crush at 2 is kind of the outlier here. I would think you would want that at 4. But outside of that, a really good job. Great run. You know, pretty solid. Then we have Red Hybrid doing Red Hybrid shenanigans. You know, the Atomic Firmo. They're just going to go zoom, zoom, zoom. Kind of interesting to see Metal Greymon Ace instead of Garurumon Ace. Just because you want to get a Tamer down as soon as possible. And Garurumon Ace would play your Takuyas down for nothing on your opponent's turn, which is not bad, but I kind of get it. The Metal Greymon Ace is just going to be able to pop something sometimes. It's one of those, you do what you feel like. Then we have Lugamon. Lugamon is pretty solid here. This one just plays 1 ADP, and, you know, it's just going to do what it wants to do. The Doggo keeps their turn. Miss Memory boosts at a full playset. You know, Purple Mem boosts at a full playset. And it's just going to go broom, 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 go through your opponent pretty quickly. So I think the deck list has a lot of potential, and I think we're going to see what that goes with. 4 Analog Youth, and then 4 of the Mind Link Tamer. So yeah, no Tyrannomon in the list either, which is kind of surprising to me. I get the Black Gato just to answer a lot of threats on board, especially this can take a Nume piece out of the off the board for Numemon to replay. So I get it. I get the idea here. Pretty solid. Then we do have Bloomlord. Bloomlord's really interesting and is an interesting spot. I like the Cherrymon pick. It's very similar to even my list at the end of the day. Yeah. So if we take a look across the board here, Hidden Potentials discovered, Quartzmon, Hydramon, 2 Quantums, 4 Bloomlords. You know, this is kind of the stock where I stand with my level 6 ratio. And then Quartzmon is at 2 in my list. I don't think a 4th is needed. A 3rd is needed. I brought that into the rookie lineup just so you have the consistency of the rookies. But Sunflow, Togas. And then you have, which I probably would test myself, Lilymon Ace goes into Cherry. I'm surprised there is no Blossomon. I get the Chimera tech, but sometimes you just need that climb with Blossom. So it might be just 1 Cherry, 1 Blossom, 1 Chimera, and that might actually be the spice that this deck needs. I mean, there's a lot of potential here, and I like it. I have no really big red flag issues on this list, so it's pretty solid. Then the OTK King himself, Metal Garurumon. So 2 Metal Garurumon Secret, 4 Metal Garurumon X Antibody, Omnimon X Antibody, Omnimon. You know, I can't believe Hammer Spark is showing up in this format. But, you know, you have 2 X Antibody and then Protoform X Antibody with 3 cool boys with Matt Ishida. And all in all, just the Gabu line is kind of stocked. Bt-15 Garurumon just to be able to climb up for reduced cost. What's very interesting here is you're not playing the purple Metal Garurumon, which is very interesting. They are playing the EX1 Metal Garurumon, which is not a bad Tekken choice. It does put a lot of people in going, huh? Kind of look mentality. But trust me, give it a try. Might actually do some benefits here. So, yeah. Then we do have Omni Control or Megazoo. So if people are wondering why D-Reaper is in here, so D-Reaper you can promote up after like you hatch turn 1. There's no real like low end you can do here, but I mean it is a way of just setting up. Your 6 is going to grab you the pieces so you don't have to self pop right away. And with, you know, Mother, you'll bring up the following turn as long as your Digimon survive. You can pop it afterwards, and then boom, you now get the value while your stuff can digivolve into an ace on the crackback turn or set your opponent back in some capacity. So I kind of get it. There's sometimes you don't want to pop your Digimon right away just to get a Mega in the Digitama location, but in the breeding area, I kind of get it. But I like how there's 4 Omnimon Zord defeats, Omnimon Zord F4. You kind of need this for the list because you are going to be playing Ubuomon, you know, Mega Gargo Ace, and you will have access to Zaqualamon Ace. So these are all great Megas that you want to kind of play. You can play your level 5s. The deck is really interesting and is a great concept, so it's good to see that it actually did well. But all in all, guys, that is all the fancy lists in the video. What do you guys think? Any decks you kind of got all hyped for when you saw them on this list? So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace!